How's it going? You haven't gotten caught with the other stuff, have you? Okay, nice. What are you here for? You need a Nintendo 64 game? Okay, look, I thought we've talked about this enough, but you can't be coming in here to my shop and talking about the prototypes, okay? I am, entrusted to test these prototypes in private. I know I've kind of let you in on a couple of the last prototypes, but if you come in here and start talking about it, everyone else in here is gonna figure out about it. I'm gonna be cut out of, the chain of command with the prototypes. I won't have any more, okay? But yeah, I have a new one, okay? So, will you just go lock the front door and I'll show you this thing, okay? Don't tell anybody. Okay, here's the deal. Again, don't come in here and talk about prototypes, but this next one's a big deal, okay? I'm just gonna show it to you. So, it's gonna be called the Game Square or something like that, but it's literally just a brick. I don't even know how they made this into a cube, but here it is. There's a lot of features. So first off, you'll notice that you can just pick up the whole thing. The whole thing just has a handle. Just a handle on the back of this. How cool is that? You can just walk down the street with this thing. On the bottom here, there is some ports. There's the high-speed port, in case you want a really fast connection. I know, the internet's blown up, hasn't it? Then we have the other major port here. And then lastly, the minor port, okay? Now, these are just actually on the bottom of the whole thing. Back here, it's a little dusty. I think they gave me a prototype that's been tested quite a bit. But on the back here, we have power supply. We have the AV out port. And then we have the digital AV out if you want to get fancy. And then we have a fan on the side, and then the very front here. The very front is interesting because we have the controller ports here. 1, 2, 3, 4 controller ports. And then you'll notice these little things here. These actually come out. These are memory cards. Yeah, it doesn't have, I know this is a new feature, but the games are just expanding so much that we have to add memory cards in here. And then the coolest part here, up top, we have power. So when it's all hooked up, you hit power. Then we have reset, and then, open. I know, we're done with cartridges. Can you believe it? They're going to run on a disc now, and I'll show you the discs here in a minute. But this is the overall new prototype here, okay? Give me just a second, I'll be right back. Now, this is going to be the prototype of the controller. Now, as you can see, I'll show you here real quickly, if I can do it. The controllers just plug in just like that. How cool is that? Just a clean connection. Let me put the prototype down real quick. I'll show you more about the controller. Okay, so the controller here, as you can see, is very different than the Nintendo 64 controller. Okay. We have a variety of buttons. We have a analog stick. We have a C analog stick and a D-pad as well. Then we have A button, B button, Y button, C button, along with L and R, and then a very sneaky C button up here, okay? I don't know how well this is going to perform, but I have an inclination that this controller might be the best controller ever created, okay? So, you've seen the prototype controller. Now, I have been given access to quite a few launch titles here, so very quickly I'm just going to go through these really fast because if anyone comes into the store here and sees any of this, we're both going to be in a lot of trouble, okay? So just stick tight. Okay, as you can see here, I have quite a few game prototypes here, and to be completely honest, this is not even a third of them, but I didn't want to show you too many because I thought it might be overwhelming. So we'll just start with the first 5 here, okay? So as you can see, this is kind of what a game looks like. It obviously has to come in a case because we're not doing cartridges anymore. We're doing discs. Now let me show you. So you'll just open it up, and then inside is your little booklet, and then over here is the game. Now the game just pops out. Look at this disc. Look how big that thing is. It's a baby. Okay, do you see this thing here? Tiny, tiny, tiny disc. And when you're done, you can just place it back in there. It just pops in. You close it, and then you can travel with your games or whatever. So this is one of the launch titles. We have a new Pokemon game coming out, which is pretty exciting. Here is a Frogger game. This is like the old arcade Frogger game, but they've updated the graphics. It's cutting edge. We have Slugfest, a baseball game. Now, this prototype hasn't released yet, and I guess they're gonna release this in 2003, so we're gonna have to wait a while for that one. And then we obviously have a new Wario game that's coming out too. So, very exciting stuff. And then we have a new Spider-Man game coming out. They have a lot of major plans with these games, and I'm pretty excited about all this. Now, these are good games, but there's better ones that are gonna come out. Let me show you. Okay, now these games here, these are probably going to end up being a little more popular. So the first one here, we have a game called Metroid Prime. Now, if you remember, there wasn't really a Metroid game on the 64, and of course the Super Nintendo, there was a huge hit. So they're going to try to revitalize the franchise here, and we'll see how well it does when it comes out. Here's an odd game here. This is called Animal Crossing, and I think the whole point is to just move to an island and make a neighborhood. I don't know. I don't think this is going to do that well, to be honest. We have a new Sonic game here. Hopefully, the transition to 3D works well. We'll see how well it does. Now, this one's very, very interesting. We have Legend of Ocarina of Time, and then on the same disc, there is Legend of Ocarina of Time, the Master Quest. So if you remember, this is the game on the Nintendo 64, and they have included a full port of the game here. And then down here, on the bottom here, the Master Quest is like a harder, modded version of Ocarina of Time, so this should be pretty cool. Okay, the big games here. We have a new launch Mario game that's coming out on this. It is called Super Mario Sunshine, and I think it involves a lot of water and cleaning, which sounds kind of boring, so we'll see how well it does. We have a new launch Zelda game called Wind Waker. Again, involves a lot of water. And the art style is vastly different. It's very like cartoonish almost. So I don't know how well the fans will receive that, but we will see. We have a new Mario Kart game called Double Dash, and I think there is 2 characters per kart in this game, which sounds kind of bananas, but we will see, how well that works out. And then finally, of course, we have a sequel to the original Smash Bros. Now this is called Melee, and I don't know how well this is going to do, but they've improved the graphics quite a bit, and I think this will be a pretty big hit here. That is the games and the prototype and everything, so I would say just come back in like, I don't know, 3 months or so. I'll put one in the back for you, and if you have the right amount of money, we can do a little exchange, okay? Okay. Yeah, well, maybe, you can come back in, I don't know, let's say 4 years, maybe 5 years, and we can, maybe see a new prototype, okay? All right. Well, I hope you have a lovely day, and I will see you later.